Yeah, you know what? The Cubs are very good in the first inning. These guys, they get on you early, and they just keep swarming and keep adding on. So for us to, get out of that first inning, giving up a run, Julio, big strikeout to add Russell right there, but to get out of that with only giving up one run, and he kept, after that first inning, he kept getting stronger and executing better, and today the fastball life was good, threw a couple of good sliders once he settled in, the change. So, against this team that's very professional, runs pitch counts up, to get 6 innings out of Julio was big, obviously.
It's almost like you can liken him as if you look at a position player like Corey, very poised, nothing seems to faze him. Have you seen a young kid at 20 years of age that doesn't seem like the game is too fast for him?
That's one of the first things I've noticed, when I met Julio, and as he's around major league players and as a young player, the way he carries himself, there's a quiet confidence you can liken to Corey, as you mentioned, and but they're very good listeners. They want to get better, and they're, Julio's been, working with Yazzie and Rick, and Clayton's been talking to him, so this has been really good for him. But there's nothing better than getting that game experience. So you've seen Corey obviously grow, and Julio's doing the same thing. Did he,
or maybe you guys, catch a little break maybe when Zobrist bunts in that inning? Were you kind of happy to see that?
It's one of those things that, that's Zobrist is a heck of a player. Where he's hitting, that was his decision to give Russell, who's swinging the bat pretty well, a situational at bat. But I think for us to get an out, I think proved beneficial for us.
Last 4 starts you've given ERA is under 2. He's looked terrific. What is he doing tangibly different? You talk about the growth. What is he doing different?
I think he's being more aggressive. I think that early on he was trying to understand the major league strike zone, and it's a little bit tighter east and west. And here in the big leagues, it's a little bit more liberal north and south. And I think that early on in his starts, he felt he was getting squeezed. But, with the stuff that he has, he can trust his stuff and be a little bit more aggressive in the strike zone.
A big inning-ending double play for the 6th. What can you say about how you feel about your defense behind your pitchers, and perhaps how your pitchers feel with the confidence the guys behind them are going to get the job done?
Yeah, our defense, that was a big turn. That was a big turn, and credit to our analytics guys, who seem to be in the right spots a lot of times. And the play last night by Chase, a double play, got a couple double plays today. So it was a huge lift for Julio and got him through that inning. And we didn't know which way it was going to go, but to get him out of there six innings, credit to the defense. Yeah, and the offense, we scored just enough. Corey answered the one run from them in the bottom half, and that was big. And for us to get some base runners and to get a couple more runs. And the pen, again, did what they were supposed to do.
I know you can only worry about yourselves, but is it nice to see that how you guys match up against them, give them fits for the last couple of days? Does that matter at all?
It does. It does. Every game's different. Every game is tough to win a major league game. But to go to Chicago, lose 3 or 4, and right now we're playing some pretty good baseball, and to perform well and, go toe-to-toe with a team that's been very good all year, I think it sends a message to our guys as well as those guys in the other clubhouse.
Julio's first start against the Cubs doesn't go so well. Do you think he took anything from that into today?
I think that, inside the numbers, his start in Chicago wasn't that bad. There was a lot of soft contact. So I think that was his, second start, something like that. So, I think he's taken something from every start. And, those guys in April are a lot different than they are now. But he's just such a learner. And I think that from every start, but obviously having a little history with those guys, I think helps. But like I said, you can't say enough about this young man.
When they go walk single, did you sense Julio even wobbling a bit, or do you feel like he just kind of passed it off?
Just kind of brushed it off. And I think that, earlier in the season, you might see him waver a little bit more, but the mound presence, the composure, and try to continue to execute pitches. And there were some pitches today that he felt that he should have got, but he kept competing, and that's a sign of growth.
All that this team has been through, what are you most proud of, for lack of sounding cheesy.
I think the thing that we're most proud of is the ability to come in fresh every day and to refocus. And whether it's a big win or a big loss, we come in fresh and prepare to win. So there's really no hangover from these guys. It's hard to put into one sentence or a couple words, but we're doing a lot of good things.
We got time.
Speaking of time, did you enjoy the top of the seventh inning?
What a segue, Bill Plunkett.
Yeah, we're working on the tempo.
Is he going backwards and regressing recently? This was an issue early in the year, too, with him.
It was, and we're going to continue to, let him know that tempo is important, but he's really a cerebral guy and trying to think through things and execute, and I don't think he's really cognizant of how the game comes to a standstill, so it's a constant conversation.
How do you see Andrew Toss? Andrew.
What about him?
Yeah.
Andrew's playing well. He's playing well, whether it be a start or off the bench. I like his energy. He's played good defense for us. And to have a left-handed bat off the bench, and he hangs in there against a lefty too. So he's a nice player to have on the roster, and all the guys like him. So for him to be in a pennant race his first time in the big leagues, it's a crash course in the big leagues, and he's learning a lot.
He doesn't necessarily have the frame of what you would expect as far as a guy that is producing as much as he is. Are you even more surprised than perhaps what you thought he was going to give you?
I really didn't know Andrew a whole lot prior to right now, but in talking to our guys, the hitting guys, and the strength, Brandon McDaniel in the weight room, he's probably the strongest pound-for-pound guy on our team. And so, the ball that he hit the other night off Lopez, and he's hit some balls, they come off pretty hot. So as I see him every day, this guy, he's a baseball player. He doesn't scare off, and, I like guys like that.
He's sneaky strong.
Sneaky strong. That's right. All right.